Welcome to the Capital Region International Airport. My name is Spencer Flynn, Marketing Manager, and today I'm going to take you on a tour. So stay tuned. The first stop of the tour is going to be the check-in counter. Each airline has a check-in counter, so you'll want to make sure you're going to the right one when you arrive. If you're not checking bags, you can use the digital check-in kiosks seen below. However, if you are checking a bag or if you have any questions, you want to head on up to the counter and ask one of the gate agents for help. Your next stop here at the airport is going to be the TSA security screening checkpoint. Here's where you'll go through metal detectors and take off your shoes, as well as set your carry-on luggage into the X-ray machine. TSA sees over 2 million passengers per day throughout the entire country, and they are pivotal to keeping our passengers safe. Before you get here, make sure you read up on the requirements of what are allowed and not allowed through the checkpoint, and what you'll be asked to do when you arrive at the checkpoint. Baggage claim is likely going to be one of your last stops here at the airport. This is where you'll come to grab any luggage that you checked on the airplane, as well as anything that you may have gate checked. You'll wait after your flight arrives to see which of our 2 baggage carousels the equipment comes out on, and from there, you're ready to head home. Of course, if you're not home and you need to get somewhere on your vacation, once you grab your checked luggage, you'll need to head over to one of the rental car counters or call for a taxi, Uber, or Lyft. Some airports even have shuttles to get you to public transportation. Once you find out which gate you're flying out of, you want to make sure you find a seat very close. That way, you'll be able to hear any announcements about delays, seating, or any other changes you may need to hear about. Here, you can see we're at the Delta counter. And again, it's fairly empty due to the coronavirus, but usually this place would be packed. We're now in one of the newest segments of our airport. Built in the late 50s, early 60s, our airport has seen many remodels with updates to features that passengers today need. This is called the Capitol Brewport. It's inspired by a local restaurant called Lansing Brewing Company, and the perfect place to grab a quick bite or drink before your flight. Along with the amazing food, it's got a spectacular view of our runway, which means you can sit here and enjoy a sandwich while you watch your flight come in for the day. Here at the Capital Region International Airport, we work hard to make sure we represent the community. So when you're here waiting for your flight or when you land home, you know where you're at. One of those opportunities is this short story machine that we worked with Michigan State University to install. When you come over here, you're able to push one of these 3 buttons and read a short story that's 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes long, written by a local author. I'm now in a room of the airport that most of our passengers will never see. This room used to be a beautiful steakhouse and then a tiki lounge with Hawaiian-themed decorations all around. Back in the 70s and 80s, when it was more exciting to come to the airport and watch planes take off, this used to be packed every weekend with people dressed up and ready to have a beautiful evening at the airport. Our airport serves as a gateway to the city of Lansing and the whole state of Michigan, so it's important for us to welcome folks to our city. Behind me, you'll see a giant mural that every passenger that comes to Lansing sees as they land, and it's a great way for us to welcome them to our beautiful city. The next behind-the-scenes look here at the airport is how your luggage gets from your plane to the baggage carousel. Because we have such rough weather here in Michigan, this garage door bay allows the tugs to pull trailers full of luggage into an enclosed space before being unloaded to keep your luggage as clean and safe as possible. It then gets loaded on these belts you can see behind me and goes through the wall and out to the front where our passengers are able to pick up their luggage. Here, we're in our operations department. While most of our passengers will never interact with this group, they are one of the most important to keep this airport running. They handle everything from dispatch to communication between airlines and ground control and everything in between. I'll take you on a quick tour of the operations control room, but because there's a lot of sensitive information, we can't spend much time in there. We're now in the operations center, and as you can see, there's a number of screens monitoring data and security for all around the airfield. This is one of the reasons this team is so critical, as they've got their finger on the pulse of everything happening here at the Capital Region International Airport. Behind me, you'll see a gigantic UPS plane. This is something that most passengers don't think about when they think about an airport, but cargo operations are pivotal to not only the entire world getting goods and services they need, but to keeping airports open and operational. UPS brings 2 to 3 of these giant cargo jets in a day to get products shipped around our state and throughout the entire world. During the holiday season, Christmas and Thanksgiving, We see up to 5 of these planes come in and out each and every day as shipping traffic increases greatly. We're now on the completely opposite side of the runway from the terminal, which you can see way in the back over my shoulder. Here, we've got our service building as well as our firefighting station that I'm going to take you on a quick tour of. Now we're out in our maintenance building. This is where we store and maintain all of the massive equipment that it takes to keep the airport running. You'll see behind me that what we have out here for the most part is for our summer operations. But this big piece of equipment directly behind me is our snow plow that keeps the runway clear all throughout the winter. This giant machine is just one of the many toys that our employees get to play with all summer while keeping our passengers safe. And as you can see, it's pretty giant. We're now in the ARF station, where we keep all of our firefighting equipment and of course our fire trucks, which you can see behind me. These trucks look a bit different than what you might be used to, both in color and shape and size. That's because fighting fires on the airport requires different tactics, and we have different needs for our officers. These trucks are ready to go at a moment's notice, and we do regular drills to practice and make sure everybody is up to date on their training. Well, that wraps up today's tour of the airport. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn a little bit more about the airport. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Thanks so much, and we hope to see you flying Lansing soon.